Our special coverage, Sally Ayhan is in Taksim Square in Istanbul, which hours ago was full of demonstrators protesting against the soldiers behind the coup. Sally, let's hand it over to you.
Alijan, people are still remaining here. About 100 or so people are gathering here in anger and also in somewhat celebration for this failed coup attempt last night by the Gülenist movement. But it's important to remember, of course, that Istanbul is an international city. This is tourist season as well. And there's been quite a few tourists and also other journalists gathering here to sort of understand what's going on and to understand the sentiment. And I'm joined by Belinda Brenner. She's an Australian tourist who's come from not just somewhere like Sydney or Melbourne, she's come from regional Australia, a place called Moree. What's your view on all this? How did you experience last night's coup?
Well, it was actually quite unnerving. I'm staying with a friend of mine who's a journalist, and I woke up to her being on the phone and the TV being on, and I walked out and she said, "Oh, we're in the middle of a coup." So it was, yeah, I was quite freaked out about it, but because of the job that she has, she kept me up to date with it all, so...
Okay, sorry, Belinda, I'm just going to have to stop you there. We're going to go back to Alijan. I understand there's some breaking news.
All right, Sally Ayhan, thank you very much. All right, let's bring you images that were taken earlier today. You can hear the Ottoman military march being played there. They were greeting the president as he arrived at his home in Istanbul. Of course, the country's president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, made a call on social media after the leaders of the failed military coup stated that they were in control of the country. President Erdogan urged all the people to go out into the streets and to protect their country. All right, let's go back to Istanbul's Taksim Square and bring in our Sally Ayhan back. Sally, I don't know if you were able to watch the pictures, but very, very jubilant pictures coming out from near Recep Tayyip Erdogan's home in Istanbul. The scene is actually quite different from where you are right now. Give us a sense of what's going on there right now.
Yeah, Alijan, there's a little bit of calm here in Taksim Square just for now, but on and off throughout the morning and the afternoon, there's been scenes of jubilation, scenes of anger. We've had the group gather and protest or move right down to Istiklal Caddesi, showing their support and unity for the government. And regardless of their political affiliation, people here are very much anti the coup. And so far, from what I can see, the newspapers, so is the media outlets. But I think it's important to mention that there are a lot of expats and tourists in this city. Of course, this is the high tourist season, and I'm joined now once again by Belinda Brenner. She's visiting a friend here. She's come from Australia, regional Australia. Again, tell us what your experience was last night. I think it was scary for everyone involved.
Yeah, it was quite a feeling of disbelief, really, because it was, I think it was 1:30 in the morning or something when I woke up, and I really wasn't quite comprehending what my friend was saying. And then hearing the F-16s flying over and the gunfire, and you really don't get that in regional New South Wales at all. So, yeah, it was quite confronting for me.
And I can imagine even just taking the decision to come to Turkey after, you know, the bomb attack at Ataturk Airport a few weeks ago might have been perhaps a challenge for yourself. How are you experiencing it now that you're here?
Well, I was always coming. I had a lot of friends that told me not to come, but like I said, I had my friends here, and I assumed that it would be safe, and it's a beautiful country. I've been here before, so I had no issue with that. But yeah, it's... The feeling here is like that. I'm quite surprised there's as many people out on the street as there is, because I have been following it on the news this morning, and I just wanted to come and see it for myself. And yeah, and it is quite patriotic, I guess you'd say, that everyone is so anti the coup. That
regardless of political affiliation, it's definitely the sentiment. So what's the plan for you now? Are you going to continue your tourism here in Istanbul, move around the rest of the country, or are you going to leave?
No, at the moment I'm not going to leave. I think that's the worst thing you could really do for the tourism here, really. I mean, I've been walking around the last few days and there's just no one around, and it really breaks your heart to see that. But I'll really be guided by our department in Australia, as well as my friend that's in journalism. But no, at the moment I'm still here until my flight leaves on Wednesday.
Well, it's certainly good to have you here, Belinda. Really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay in Turkey. I hope it's a bit more calmer too. And it's certainly calmer this morning after the scenes last night for many people, not just on social media, but also out of their windows, seeing those low jets fly over, the gunfire in the background. So I think for many people, Ali Jan, there's a sense of relief here this morning in Taksim Square, or this afternoon, I should say.
All right, Sally, thank you very much for the time being, of course.